In this video, I will start doing mechanical design for a 10-story residential building. I will click new, and then I'll choose mechanical template, and then I will click OK. And then first step in any project is inserting the Revit architectural model. I will go to Insert tab, and then I click on Link Revit, and then I will click HP Tower. I will leave a link to download the architectural link in the description. Now it's linked to our project, but it doesn't show because we only have 2 levels, and these 2 levels are not aligned to the architectural model. If we click on 3D, the architectural link is already loaded. So I will double click on this arrow, and I will go to the levels, and then I will copy the levels from the architect. First, I will align the 2 levels that we have. I'll press AL for align, and then I click the target first, and then the level that we will move. Then I click, and I will drag it all the way to the right. I'll press Ctrl Z, and then I click on it, and then I will drag it from here all the way to the right. Then I want to drag this one all the way from the circle. I will drag it all the way to the right. And then I want to align level 0 to the parquet P1. I click AL. Then I click on this level, and then the level that I want to move. Now we have lots of levels that we need to copy from the architect. To do this, there is a powerful tool called Copy Monitor. I'll go to Collaborate, and then Copy Monitor, select link. I click this link, and then I click copy, and then don't forget to click on multiple, and don't forget to press and hold on the Control key. Now I make sure that I selected all the levels that I will need, and then I will click the small finish. Then I go back here, and then I click the big finish. Now I have all my levels copied. I click on one level, and then I click on this circle, and then I drag to the other side. There is one level that I forgot to copy, level 2. I go to Collaborate, Copy Monitor, select link, this one, and then copy. I don't need to press multiple because it's only one level. I will click on it, and then I will click finish. And then I will drag it all the way to the other side. Click escape, Ctrl Z. I'll click the level, and then I will click from this circle. I will drag it all the way to the other side. Now that I have all my levels, I want to rename this to P1. If you notice, it's black because it doesn't have a corresponding view. I will go to View, and then I will go to Plan Views, Floor Plan, and then Shift and click all the levels that are not in our project browser. Click OK. Now all our levels are copied, but I need to rename 0 mech to parquet P1, right click, rename P1, and one make. I will need to rename it to level 1. I will need all these levels to have some levels are just duplicated. I'll need all these levels to be HVAC and then plumbing. I don't need ceiling plans, so I will delete these. So I think I have 2 level 6. So I will delete this one. And I will rename this to HVAC. All these levels, I want to rename them to HVAC. It will take some time, so maybe I will pause the video until I rename all these levels to HVAC. Now that I renamed all the levels to HVAC, I need to have all of them again, but plumbing. I duplicate view, and then I rename it to level 1 plumbing. And I do the same for all the other levels. I rename it. To plumbing. Duplicate, then rename. I will pause and come back after I finished everything. Now I duplicated all the levels and renamed them as plumbing, but they are still under the HVAC category. So to change them, I want, instead of change discipline to plumbing and then changing sub-discipline to plumbing, I need to assign a view template to all of my levels, to all of my plumbing levels. So I press Ctrl and then I go to just select all the levels, the plumbing levels. Then I will scroll until I can find I can assign a view template to all of them. When I click here and then I click OK, all of them will be grouped under view template, and I want to delete these 2 levels. I want also to assign a view template to all the HVAC work. I click on the first one because now if we scroll, it doesn't have a view template assigned to it. It shows as none. So as I pressed shift and I scroll down, I selected all the levels and then view template. I click edit, then I go to mechanical plan. I click OK. Now they have a view template. If I need to change anything, any properties of the view, I will go to the view template and change from here. Now I'll start modeling in the P1. I double click on P1. We forgot to pin the Revit link and turn on room bounding. So if we are not having room bounding selected from, so if we try to analyze and insert space and then place spaces automatically, Revit will not recognize any space from here. Now click the link, one click, and then edit type. Check room bounding, okay, and then also I want to pin it. Then click escape, analyze, and then I go to space, place spaces automatically, Revit has created 35 levels for me. After placing the spaces, I need to tag them. I go to space tag, and then I click here, I click here, I click here. It just says space. It doesn't give me the real name that the architect has given for the space. So what I will do is that first I need to close inactive views. Then I will click one click here and then edit family. And then I go to the space name, edit label, and then I will remove this name and I will search for room name. Click and then the green arrow, OK. Load into project, overwrite existing. Now it's reading the room name that the architect gave to the space. And then I go again to analyze, space tag. Then I click here, I click here, and I name all the spaces. So some spaces are not given a name, which is not our mistake, it's the architect mistake. Click space. Also, I don't want these numbers. Let's keep these numbers, no problem. Now let's start modeling our HVAC equipment. Here we will need 2 air handling units, 2 AC units that are floor standing that have ducts. So to get the families, we can open a reference project. We click File, Open, Project, and search for the reference project. I will put a link to it in the description below. Click Open. If we have a reference project, we can just select the family that we need. One click, Control C, and then go to our project, and then Control V. It will paste our equipment. Now I will start drawing the duct. I click here, and then I want a duct that is 500 width by 200 height, or maybe 250. And then I need the elevation to be 2970. I will draw it all the way to here. I need to move it to avoid the conflict with the columns. Just nudge it with the mouse. Now I need to add some diffusers or grills, side grills. I need also to copy them from the reference project. The same method, I just Control C. Then I go here, Control V. I place them here. And for elevation, they need to have the same elevation like this duct. I need to give them elevation 3140. They have elevation of 3140, so I will click here. I'll try to connect them. I'll try to copy the elevation of this duct. Then I go here, paste elevation. I'll try to connect it. I can get the selection box to look at my model from the 3D view. I want to close this one, and then go here and click WT to see how my model looks in the 3D. So the dimensions of this grill looks bigger than the duct itself. So I will try having 400 by 350. I need to elevate it, like move it up a little bit. And double click here. Align AL. I want this center to be aligned to this center. AL. Control Z. Detail line. I will draw a line from here. AL for a line. Now hopefully it will draw. I go like that. Then I want this connection to look the other side. I want to turn off the tile view. I've clicked on tab view, so no more tile views. I will delete this section, and then I will copy this 4 times. One, 2, 3, 4, and I want to cap this one. Cap open ends, and maybe I nudge it a little bit to the below, and I want to mirror this unit. Mirror, draw axis, and hit escape. Now I want to tag it, maybe TG for tag, and then okay, I click here, then I move this tag here, and then I want to give it an arrow. Edit type, leaderhead arrow, fill 30 degrees, and click, and CS for create similar, and this one I needed to have free end. One click, one click, one click, and I want to make this a little bit wider. Edit family, and then nudge it to the right, and then nudge it to the left, then load into project, and click OK. Overwrite existing version. Now TG for tag, and then I want to tag this air terminal. I don't like this tag. I want a tag that looks like the one in the reference project. I click on it, and then edit family. Because it's a tag, I will not do copy paste. Load into project, project 2, and click OK. Overwrite existing version. I like this more. I want to give it an arrow, edit type, arrowhead, filled 30°, okay. And I can call this supply grill 1 SG1, SG1. And I will leave the flow rate as it is, and TX for text, and these are 5, these are 10 at. Next, I want to add a parquet exhaust fan. I want to add it here. Also, I will go to my reference project to find the family. This is the family. Control C and go to P1. Control V. I leave it here. Paste it here. I want the elevation. This elevation is okay. I click on it and then I draw duct. And then I draw my duct all the way to here. And then I click and then I draw another duct that goes up to level 1. I need to move it so that we don't need to put an elbow. So I move it like that. I moved the space by mistake. Then after that I need to take this duct all the way to level 1. So I right click, draw duct, and then I give it an elevation of 6000. Then hit apply. It will draw a duct that's going upwards. Next step is placing our air terminals. I go to my reference project and then I get this family. Control C. Then I go back to my project. Control V. I click here. And then I adjust the elevation to give it the same like this one. I copy the middle elevation. Control C. Then I come here. Schedule level P1 and then I give it the same elevation from level. Then I click on this duct symbol and now I did my exhaust grill. Also I need to have 4 of it. Can't nudge it for some reason. I nudge this one. If I move this, I'm still not able to move this one, so Control Z. I will just copy, escape. I want to draw it from the beginning, but I want to paste it somewhere near. Nudge it all the way to here. Then hit escape and I will delete this one and delete this one. And I want to give it from level P1 and elevation from level. I think this is okay. And then I click this symbol and then I connect it to the duct. And then I'll click on this fitting. I need it to look the other way. Then I have it maybe 4 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I hit escape. And then I cap the open end. And then I want to tag the duct. TG for tag, and then and also I want to tag this duct, and I want to tag this duct, and then I hit escape. I want to save the project. I call it HP mechanical. Click save. Then TG for tag, then tag this equipment. I want to call it parquet exhaust fan, and I click on this tag and click on the question mark. I call it PXF1. Okay, then I want to tag all these air terminals. I click TG for tag, and then here, and then I wanna call it EG1 for exhaust grill 1, and then TX for text, and for at. And that's it for today's video.